So, Shabbat Shalom. It's a day of rest. It's the seventh day. It started. Well, actually, it's still a little, but the sun has gone down, but it is still not totally dark. You can still see the light outside and all that. But anyway, so I've continued the dialogue with the Papist, and let's see. I turn it around here. Let's see. So we had this thing going in regards of let's see. Yeah. So I was writing a lot in regards to different things, and he said, "How about I tell you what the church does teach?" And I wrote to him, "How about just telling me what I got wrong? I don't care for deception, Sebastian. I'm tired of you Roman Catholics throwing out elusive and deceptive answers. I'm done with the lies and the liars. If you want to tell me where I'm wrong, do so. But I do have some research behind me, and all I see from you Romanists is lying, deception, and twisting of things." I don't understand it. If he actually is, if you go into his, Facebook, he now has that he has been in school at a Roman Catholic school. So I don't know how he wouldn't know what he is saying that is not true, but we'll get to it. I'm getting the sense that he has deceived me in Israel, and that he continued the deception, and then down the years, came out of the closet, and the same thing as the other Catholics, trying to stir you away from the truth. Anyway, let's continue. So he says to me, "All right, let's try one thing at a time." And it's really, it's really sad, because I really like the guy, I really, really like the guy, in Jerusalem. I really, really liked that, this guy. And and then finding out he's a Roman Catholic, just go full blown now on the Roman Catholic stuff on his Facebook, and I think it deceived me in Jerusalem. And I do wonder, because I don't have contact with the third guy, but he was coming out of the Roman Catholic. He still had some leaven in him, but I'm pretty sure he got the same the same not expression. What is it called? Same. What is the word? I can't remember. But he was like, I'm pretty sure that he got the same, what is it called? The same expression? No, not expression, not to express yourself. The same, that's a word, I'm looking for, but I can't really, I can't even think of it in Danish. Expression. No, not expression, but it seems like it's, the same, well, the same sense of feeling of, that he wasn't a Roman Catholic. I don't think any of us believed that he was a Roman Catholic, and looking at how he reacted, you got, just, if you would think that he was, a Christian and not a Roman Catholic, it just doesn't make sense. Anyway, so I'm writing, so what is wrong, tell me what I'm wrong with. And he says, "All right, let's try one thing at a time." Yeah, let's just try one thing at a time. He says, "I'm not being deceptive and elusive." Okay, well, in regards to the chat, I do think it's kind of deceptive and elusive and all that. And it's the same thing with other Roman Catholics, that just seems to be blind. And I've had a chat, had chats going on his wall as well, and you just it's just the same. Anyway, the church. So he says, I'm not deceptive and elusive. The church does not believe in a way for God. Really, really. And he's talking about the Roman Catholic Church. The church does not believe in a way for God. Really? You know? Really, really, really. Okay, so I said that's not true. One of the big things, which is, which was really interesting for me because I don't really think it's a big problem reading the Bible, what it actually is, that it's symbolic. But one of the big things in regards to the Reformation, which failed and became a protest, one of the big subjects they actually discussed, which again, I did wonder a lot about why they would use so much, emphasis on this doctrine. But these were former Roman Catholics, and they had a lot of debate and discussion about, if it became the literal body of Jesus Christ or not, and so forward. So I do have some research behind me, and in regards of the Roman laws as well and so forth. Anyway, so if you look, for example, Luther had a debate out by using the state, as far as I know. I'm still, trying to find out what was totally going on there. Things for sure. In regards of one of his last books, in regards to the Roman papers, or the Roman papacy, an institution of the devil, I think pretty much hit the nail in regards of West, and and people beginning to read the Bibles and all. Of course, we have the Waldensians, that had survived in and as I understand it, actually joined up with the protest, because they were in some sense already Protestants, because they protested this system. There's always been people protesting this system, So anyway, Andreas, so sad to see how Luther just it's just, but here's one of his letters. If you search on Andreas Karlstadt in Luther's letters, you will find these interesting letters. That was the primary things that I searched for in regards of Karlstadt. But he's just totally demonizing Karlstadt, and Karlstadt was correct, and Luther was wrong, and Luther is just talking about I think it's the devil being in Karlstadt or whatever, it's just utter horrible. But of course, there's other letters that is utter horrible, how Luther reacts to the death of Karlstadt, his grave, and spitting on his house, and then he says, but we shouldn't speak bad about the dead. And that is in regards of Karlstadt. How could he ever talk so, against Karlstadt, who just sought the truth? I still don't understand. Anyway, it's mind-boggling. But Andreas Karlstadt was, I think, the greatest searcher for truth in regards of the protest, the beginning of the protest. Sadly, Luther got him kicked out, and he was, going around, and it's a very sad story. I'm not sure if I actually. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, I can't remember the date. We have the Augsburg Confession in 1530, I think it is. I'm not entirely sure if it's, but anyway, he has a dialogue with Zwingli, and Zwingli also believes it's symbolic, and I also believes it's symbolic. But reading about these guys and already having read the New Testament, it was pretty clear to me that it was symbolic. So I just wondered why they would use so much time and energy on this subject, because it is very important for the Roman Catholics in regards to the Eucharist, and that it becomes God, and blah 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 blah. And this is very deceptive of Sebastian, I think, because he is a Roman Catholic, and if he has gone on school and so forward, he can't, there's only two options here when Sebastian says, the church does not believe in the way for God. There are two options. And I write that here. You're either trying to deceive me, you know. I have all these thoughts here and there and all that. And I must say, I don't have much trust left for this guy. I'm sorry. I really wanted, really love the guy and all that, but, trying to and seeing the answers and how he answers me and how he couldn't. I asked him, are you a Roman Catholic? And when did you become a Roman Catholic? I think I asked him like 3 times, when did you become a Roman Catholic? 3 times, and I never got to tell me, when did have you always been a Roman Catholic? Because again, if I remember back to to Israel, where I met him, it didn't seem like he was a Roman Catholic, but he might very much have been, and so anyway. So again, I say to him, you're either trying to deceive me or ignorant of what the Roman Catholic institution believes. And I don't think a guy that went to a Roman Catholic school would be ignorant of what the Roman Catholic institution believes in regards of things. And he said to me, but why don't you believe? And he said a question mark. So it didn't. I wrote, let's, because he had mentioned something in regards to this. Of course, he can end up deleting all his messages, and then you're not able to see the other side. There should be more actually, but I guess it's only. But okay, so let's see. But there was, something more upward. But he had a question, and I just took the last bit of the question, I said, let's go to the last part, which is the big issue. Solid Catholic teaching. Tell me, do you believe the unleavened round bread becomes the literal body, flesh, blood, sinews, and soul of Jesus Christ? Divine in essence and worthy of worship. And, two, in regards to you reject the Catholic teaching of the continual, perpetual sacrifice or accept it. And he's answering, why don't you? And that must be in regards of, or maybe both. But anyway, he's like, why don't you believe that? As I understand it. But he actually answered 2 things to that thing. And it's a little, instead of just writing one mate, he wrote first one place and then another. So it's a little, okay. So now he says they don't believe in a way for God, I just, it's just, this is, I'm not getting any clear answers, and I'm getting this and that. It seems like he's trying to get me off track from the truth. So he says the church does not believe in the way for God, and I write that is not true. And I write to him, you are either trying to deceive me or ignorant of what the Roman Catholic institution believes. And I must say, I don't really believe that he is ignorant. And then there's only the other option, I think that's... So I had some material, I knew I had some material around, it's a mess. But, I had some material, and I actually found some of it anyway. So I just printed it to him in regards of... As the Second Vatican Council commenced in 1963, Antichrist John the 23, I think, declared, I do accept entirely all that has been decided and declared at the Council of Trent. And actually, we have a newer video, I think on the internet, where one of these, I think it's a cardinal, is asked about the Council of Trent, and he says, yeah, it's still standing, so he's, I think that was but in any case, so here we go. So declared at the Council of Trent. What did the Council of Trent decide and declare? Some of the first sections are as follows, and this is, by the way, from Keith Green, which I think if I remember correctly, he was a Jew and he became a Christian. And he wrote these 4 chronicles in regards of Romanism, in regards of Roman Catholicism. Let's see if I can find them. He might have actually have been murdered by this institution, but it wouldn't be a surprise anyway if he was. There was a witness that came out and said that she was actually part of it. As if I remember, yeah, she was part of it. I can't remember the details on it. Another guy that might have been murdered in the same way, I think, in regards of a plane accident as well, was a SDA actually, was a Seventh-day Adventist that also digged really deep. So the 2 guys was really making issues for the Roman Catholic Church. It's called The Catholic Chronicles by Keith Green, and you can't buy them anymore because apparently Keith Green's wife apparently won't sell them anymore, and the whole ministry won't sell them anymore because of something in regards of so-called hatred or whatever. And I had some information on that as well. But of course, she was... I saw the source in regards to the email where they said you are not allowed to make copies of it. And, that's not in the spirit of Keith Green, I'll tell you. Because Keith Green, which also made some pretty good music in regards to, there's a lot of rebukes in the music of Keith Green and all that. But anyway, it's not in the spirit of Keith Green to not allow the information that he made not come out, because if anything, Brother Keith would have liked this information to go out to the people. So it seems somewhat fishy how it's not allowed now. But again, looking at how, my stuff is getting censored and deleted and whatever, it's not a big surprise. It seems like Satan is working in a lot of people, trying to censor these things. But anyway, it's laying out on the internet. It's not going to go away. At least they will need to make a big effort to do that. Anyway, so some of the first section are as follows in regards to the Council of Trent, and you can actually find the Council of Trent on the internet. I've already read enough of it to, in regards of, I'm accursed multiple times. I haven't counted how many times I'm accursed, but I am, and I'm a heretic that is, pretty much okay to kill, Can always go to a priest and get absolution, after you killed me, because, it's in the cause of the Roman Church, right? The wicked Roman Church. Anyway, so let's see here. Canon 1. If anyone shall deny that the body and blood, together with the soul and divinity of our Lord Jesus Christ, and therefore entire Christ, are truly and really and substantially contained in the sacrament of the most holy, everything is called holy, in regards of the holy, Roman, pagan church and all that. If you put an U and an N in front of every single time holy comes up, you pretty much got it right, The most unholy Eucharist, that's much better. Anyway, and shall say that he is only in it as a sign or in a figure, let him be accursed, or in regards of the Latin word, anathemanized. I think it's like that. Anathemanized, like, it's a, okay, so. And that's one in regards of being accursed. 2, if anyone shall say that the substance of the bread and wine remains in the sacrament of the most unholy Eucharist, together with the body and blood of our Lord Jesus Christ, let him be accursed. Canon 6 actually, from Canon 6. If anyone shall say that Christ, the only begotten Son of God, is not to be adored in the unholy sacrament of the Eucharist, even with the open worship of latria. I'm not sure if I actually looked up latria, but that's a word I need to look up again. Because I can't remember what it actually was. Anyway, and therefore not to be venerated with any peculiar, what is it called? Peculiar. Why is it? I pretty much just read it, and well, it seems to be a bad quality on the mobile. It should be better on the peculiar, but any peculiar. I guess I'll just find it in the paper here. Of course, maybe if I just go to the image, it's maybe, I don't know. It seems like the browser is just making the images worse. I'm not sure why the browser is doing that. Maybe it's because, But he goes in regards to the Spirit Watch, the Catholic Chronicles by Keith Green, the Holy Eucharist, eating the flesh of deity. Anyway, we have transubstantiation. And Luther had issues with this. He couldn't accept that it was just symbolic. So he made up his own doctrine of transubstantiation or something like that. Here we go. Let's see what it actually says. It says, with any peculiar festal celebrate. Okay, even with the open worship of latria, and therefore not to be venerated with any peculiar festal celebrity. Celebrity. Not to be solemnity carried about in it's really bad, I don't know what. I've just sit there and read, So, let's try again. Okay. Not to be solemnly, let's see if we can get just a little there. Not to be solemnly carried about in processions according to the praiseworthy and universal rites and customs of the Holy Church, and that he is not to be publicly set before the people to be adored, and that his adorers are idolatry. And that his adorers, they're again talking about the cookie, are idolaters. Let him, but it's a huge amount. Anyway, then it goes in regards to the worship of the Catholic host. Sorry about the quality. So anyway, so I sent him some of the evidence for it. If he wants to go look in the Council of Trent, he can do that. But I think I have a deceiver in my hands again. And, it's very sad that I have, but I had hope. And that's pretty much how it goes. You can only do your best to try to show people the truth. If they can't accept the truth and continue with the lies and, being in the darkness, there's not really much you can do about it. At least you tried the best to your ability, to get them out, and Trent, to just point out that he's absolutely, he's either trying to deceive me, as I think might actually have been the thing in regards of Israel, or, and trying to confuse me in regards of what they believe and all that. Or maybe he's trying to, we are just Christians, and this and that. So, there's two options. I can only see two options. Either he's ignorant, which I doubt in regards to these things, or he's trying to deceive me. And I think object as well. it was a big thing, and that's the thing. It was a big thing. There's so much going on in regards to this thing, and I'm like, why are you using so much energy in this subject? I think it's pretty clear. It's symbolic first, it's prophetic, and then we do it to remember what he did for us. So it's just, I don't think it's really hard. I think it's pretty clear in the New Testament that this is symbolic. What I've been eating today that could make that. I've been eating some paranuts. Maybe that's the key. I don't know. I feel really tired. It's pretty incredible. Usually I actually get awake at night, so. Anyway, the Protestants and former Papists had a lot, and thereby the Lutherans to this day still seem to hang on to the doctrine of the literal presence of Christ in the wafer, which is still wrong. Of course, we only had 500 years to actually change it, right? It's shameful. That's the right word. It's absolutely shameful here in Denmark that we haven't done anything about it, and we have had 500 years to read the Bible. Yeah, that's incredible. It's totally shameful. It's so shameful. And we are still keeping Sunday as, the so-called holy. It's incredible. I think we can thank Luther again for continuing to keep Sunday. So, he hasn't really replied yet to me. And again, I don't think there's anything, I guess, to reply with, because I can put a lot more evidence that this is, and in regards of all the things that I've read and all that, and he's going to tell me the church does not believe in a wafer God? Really? 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 Now again, either if you don't have research behind you, it's easier for Satan to deceive you. Or he's ignorant of what the Roman Catholic institution believes, which I do not believe. So, that's so the only I guess the conclusion seems to be that he's trying to deceive me. So yeah. Well, again, nothing new, when you talk with these Romanists, they twist the things to, it's an institution of Satan. Luther was absolutely correct in regards of the Roman papacy is an institution of the devil. Absolutely correct in that book about that. The only thing that I have issues with in regards to that book is he's harsh there in a sweeter way, but yeah, his rhetoric is really, really harsh. But I guess better Luther in regards of telling the truth about the papacy than these priests that exist today, which don't tell anything about it. It's incredible that they are not telling anyone about it. Again, the Roman Catholic institution might have be out there, Again, the only one that, as I understand it here in this country, actually knowing anything about it, and that group also have other issues, in regards to their own doctrines and all that. But the only one that I know of, and I'm not part of it, and I will never become part of it because I think they have other issues. And you also need to accept Ellen G. White as a prophet and all that, and I don't believe that. I think there's a lot of issues. But, this is one of the booklets that some of it. But this is in regards of the Reformation and so forward. And, I don't know. They probably also put some SDA things in and all that, but the SDA still seems to be aware who the Antichrist is, even if it seems the top of the organization actually seems to again go back to this system, as many others in the beast it seems, but they still seem to have issues as far as I can see, and so it's you have to be careful. Satan has a deception for everybody, it seems, on so many levels. So again, I don't really like people that tries to deceive me. And again, the more that I learn, the more can I discern who's telling the truth and who's telling the lies. So, and I just, the whole, I really like this guy. And his Facebook didn't have anything Catholic in it, the first, long time. And I just have to wonder, if he was a Roman Catholic, why wasn't there any Catholic stuff on his Facebook? Why it seemingly was okay, and then it began, and I was like getting suspicious, but I didn't say anything. I just followed, a little in regards, and now it's just totally full blown. So again, it's it is an experience in regards of showing me I really have to take care in regards of wolves in sheep clothing. I would never have believed that this guy was a Roman Catholic, in regards of meeting him in Israel, and I would never have thought he was a Roman Catholic. It's really, but he is and was Catholic. Never gotten an answer for it. Why can't people just tell things? Just tell it out there. What do you have to hide? Since have you been a Roman Catholic all your life? And then again, if you have been a Roman Catholic from childhood, why didn't you tell me in regards of Israel? And why does it actually seem like you actually played along that you're not a Roman Catholic, Yeah, just kind of, I don't, Catholics here and there. And, I'm beginning to get the sense that, you see these clever people with other clever people in regards of Romanist against, others, and they debate things and all that. And just seems like the Catholics just have closed eyes, They can't see. And it's like, it's just straight, they're getting the answers from the Christians, debating them, and it's just totally closed, Just one of the things that Luther burned, he burned the papal bull, and I think actually the word bullshit might actually come from that. But I haven't been able to confirm it or anything. But I've, thinking about back to the Protestants, they used words in regards of, for example, all roads leads to Rome, or what is it called? I see here. Why do we have that expression? Maybe because they knew that there was so much filth of lies coming from Rome. Anyway, so Luther burned the bull, excommunicating him, and I actually think it also excommunicated Andreas Karlstadt, but we never hear about that. So there was two guys, there was Luther's colleague and actually his superior, and Karlstadt actually gave, as I understand it, the professor title to Luther. Karlstadt had 3 professor titles, and but in any case, but we have to remember this is in the beginning of the Reformation. So, even if they had issues, we have to remember that, for example, Karlstadt, it seems he's trying to do the best that he can. It's not to say that he doesn't have mistakes, but he's trying And we all seems to have issues here and there, but the thing is to try the best that we can to get on the right track and pull rope from Satan, just begin to pull rope from Satan. But anyway, Luke pretty much, yeah, against the Roman Catholic Church. Again, I just think it's very sad to see what some of the things that happened under the Reformation in regards to the Protestants. For example, persecuting the Anabaptists, and the Anabaptist was the closest, or the brethren as they called themselves, the brethren was the closest to following Christ. And the Protestants were persecuting them. How could the Protestant persecute these people? Because, in regards to following Christ. And the arguments I've seen, we could still learn a lot of the Anabaptists because people wrote against them. And the arguments against the Anabaptists is just, I'm not sure the right words here, but it's like outright hilarious to very, very sad. Again, I'm missing the word here. But, it's just outrageous, seeing some of the arguments against them. It's insane, But anyway, so again, if we didn't have the material of these brethren or Anabaptists, as they were called, their friends, yet they were persecuted both by Protestant groups and the Catholic Church, and that's very sad. So, if you want to have the most truth, and when you just read the Anabaptists, some of the things that you can just see how they're writing, like it's like brothers, they have understanding. You can see they have they're just wonderful. It's just wonderful to read some of the things, I tell you, it's just anyway. So if I love any, in regards of looking at the Reformation or the protest, if you want the most truth, I think it's in regards to the Anabaptists. And they, it's not to say that they were, that they were not having some issues, but looking at, for example, the Hutterites, they had this community and they sent people out 2 on 2 to spread the good news, like in the Bible, I saw this, 20 hours lecture on the Anabaptists or something like that is freely available on YouTube. That's the thing with the internet, like a lot of the material from the Anabaptists can now come forward because of the internet that has been pretty much hard to know about, and all that. And now it's just a lot of it is out there. But he has, I think it's like 20 hours of, and he I can't remember what his name is, but he goes through the different Anabaptists and what happened to them and so forward. Very interesting. But the Mennonites, and we have the Amish, and then we have the Hutterites. Hutterites, Mennonites, and Amish, and then the Brethren. I think there was a German group of the called the Brethren in Germany. But anyway, they were the closest. Now, also looking at the Hutterites, the Amish, and the Mennonites, I think the Hutterites would be much, it's in my liking. They still use some technology and all that. They're not totally some go so. I think it's the Mennonites that really go far on this. Not having toilet thing. Doing and no bath. Really going. Back to. We have a sighting of the EIS in 2 minutes. Interesting. So as far as I can see, I would be interested in actually. Going to a Hutterite community, but the thing is, I would still like my Bibles, and the problem is the Amish and the Mennonites and the Hutterites. I've seen some documentaries of these groups where For example, I saw an Amish thing where they had issues where they were not allowed to read the Bible in their own language. They needed to read it in Old Dutch or something like that. That they didn't know it anymore. That seems bad. Bad, bad, bad. Top controlled and all that. No one should. No one should take you away from reading the Bible. That seems like. It seems like to me that means we have to remember Jesuits are very, very intelligent, educated, deceptive. There's no worse group than the Jesuits, as far as I know, on this earth. And the people knew that in the past, but we don't know anything in our days. Let's see, by the way, in regards of the ISS sighting, let's see. That's probably skies and all that. Let's see, -3 from west to east again. Oh, there we have it. I should be able to see it already. Let's see if we can see it. That's the space station. So it usually comes from the, from that direction off. It's still not that dark actually. I see northwest. It should. I can't really see any stars either. I can just see some blue sky. So it's, you can see the back. Some clouds and some blue sky and. So again, I'm not sure it's actually possible, even if there wasn't any clouds, if it actually is possible to see it. It is going, let's see here, from west to south. I don't think there will be much possibilities to see it. There's a lot of clouds out there as well, and again, the star out there. So, okay, so I don't have my glasses on. Okay, that might actually help a little. That might be an issue. When you're looking at something really small a long way, glasses tend to help. Let's take some glasses on. Let's see if it helps. Stupid me. Oh yeah, now the star became, it's like a double star. Seems like there's actually 2 stars up there. Why did I get that? Oh, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Just to see if that's actually 2. Actually, it looks as 1 now. Yeah, there's only 1. I'm not sure why it looks like there were 2. I think it's just my eyes that makes it, but there's only 1 out there. Okay. Let's just see on the screen here. Can't see anything. That's not. Well, that's problems with the mobile, it seems. Well, again, I need to have fixed my mobile. It has a lot of issues. Well, I guess I do have a lot of things. Oh, that is. Oh, it's there. Haha. Nice. I'll see if I can get the camera. That is. That is. Actually, it's possible. I just. Well, you might not be able to see it moving, but I can see it's moving very, very quickly. I can zoom out again here. It's moving in a pretty good speed. So why is it interesting to see these things? Well, because, in regards to the flat Earth, was one of the things that made me interested in seeing these. And that was another phenomenon as well, which I can't remember what it's called, but like satellites that makes a glimmer. But again, goes pretty quickly. You know, as I understand it, actually also is pretty good speed on the ISS. That's a lot of information. I'm not sure if this is the program, but there's a lot of information on it. In other applications, at least, I've seen a lot of information on it anyway. And there it goes. So we could actually see it. Interesting. But again, it's not that dark, but it is pretty light. Oh. Just nice seeing it anyway. Maybe we can see it on the other side, but very interesting. I guess maybe it becomes less interesting when you have seen it a couple of times, it becomes more normal, I guess. I'm not sure if I can actually. Those clouds, and still. Let's see if we can open the plane up there. But now I think it. No, it's actually. Oh, that is. Haha. That's a little long away now. Pretty quickly moved. But there it is. So it's interesting to see how it's moving. See if I can keep it steady somewhat. Oh, still there. Oh, interesting. And it shouldn't. I don't think I don't think it's going to be that long before it's actually gone. But yeah, you can go in and download the ISS program in regards of being spotted, or in regards of light. Nearly gone. Oh, it's still there, but it's going. And you can see maps how it also goes. Okay, we pretty much. Oh, it's still there. Is it? I think it's the end. No, there's a little more. Planes out here. Well, of course, there's an airport. As you can see, the plane goes down and all that. So it's very close to going down on the airfield. I think it's called. Anyway, I think we're pretty much done with and now it closes down, so automatically without me telling it. Very annoying. So, one of these automatical features that you really don't want in the mobile, or at least a possibility to turn it off. But no. Don't give the power to the user. There's multiple issues, with the mobile, which I would have, but you don't have administrative rights, and thereby and thereby what is it called, and thereby you don't have the power, when you don't have administrator right. Oh, I should probably turn it. I still have the Librum chat in regards to the Jesus channel. Again, it's called Jesus is God Almighty, and I don't know how many people. It would be nice to have more people in there. Now, I know the platform is new, and I know people might not all be Christians and all that, and they might not even like how I do things, as I'm really forward. We have a bot here, we have Jailmeyer, we have Dave Office, Woodendale, and, that's not the point, Woodendale and Oakvillow. Oakvillow is, oh, I've talked with this guy on voice. I only chatted with this guy. Don't know who that guy is. So, there are some people in the channel, but not doing much, I guess, As you can see, I wrote this, and there's only one that has seen it seems. And that's 8 o'clock. So, not that many that post in here, and again, I would still have liked to try the voice and video call at some point. Oh, sorry. It's connecting. I'm not sure if it actually can connect while I'm actually... but here we go with the... But this should actually work in regards of a group call. And yeah, that's great. That's great. Unable to... Yeah, it has a way of starting. I still had some problems in regards to the group call, but I had 2 applications that might have been the issue. So again, I tried it where it didn't work, but yeah, anyway. So what's left? I guess not much. So what am I going to do? I don't know. Read some Bible or something. I don't know what. I have a lot of, I have a lot of things to read for sure. Yeah. I don't know what I should read. Again, I have so many papers laying around, all around. The table, the other table. The computer table. On this table, and yeah, just everywhere. It seems like these papers are. Yeah. So, and he still haven't responded to it. I guess, when you're standing for the truth, I'll see if he responds. But, sometimes people will stop responding when they can see they have a problem. So, I don't know. Again, I will have to see if he responds. But it's... Oh, there we go. Let's see what it has what he says. Let's see. Go down. See, I'm not trying to deceive you, and I believe I know what the church teaches, and it is true. You don't understand transubstantiation and mark it just as the soldiers mark Christ as the King of the Jews. They were not seeing with the eyes of faith. I know there was a big debate. That statement is true. Well, you're still telling, it's just dishonest. I think he's dishonest. The church does not believe in a way for God. Really. So the church does not believe, the Roman Catholic Church does not believe that cookie actually becomes the literal body of Jesus Christ and have his divinity. And isn't Jesus God? Yeah, Jesus is God. So if that bread is, becoming the literal body and soul and sinews and whatever of Christ, well, and divine, well, that would be God, right? So again, I think it's dishonest. Again, I'm not trying to deceive you, and I believe I know what the church teaches. Apparently not, I think. And it is true. And it is true. And it is true. What is true? You don't understand transubstantiation and mark it just as the soldiers mark Christ as the, give me a break. They were not seeing with the eyes of faith. I have read the Bible. It was symbolic, I don't, when you talk to these Catholics, they will twist the things that Jesus say. So the best thing that I would say to you, if you want to, don't listen to anyone and just read the words of Jesus Christ. Just, put things in your ears from people because, and then just read the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, instead of listening to these deceivers, how he, again, I think he's spinning the things. I think he's dishonest. I'm not trying to deceive you, and I believe I know what the church teaches. Okay, so you know what the church teaches. So is the cookie Jesus? And I think he's pretty much have verified that, but of course I could write it, but I think we are going in circles, where he's not, just honest with the things. And it is true. What is true? And it is true. What is true? I don't know. As you don't understand transubstantiation. No, I don't understand transubstantiation. I think I do understand transubstantiation. That was one of the big subjects in regards to the Reformation. Luther still kept to Roman Catholic dogma. And that was why they had the conflict, like Zwingli and Andreas Karlstadt had, conflicts with Luther because they saw in scripture that it was symbolic. But Luther still kept to these, which was not the only thing that he kept to, but anyway, also the Sunday thing. But there's probably a lot of more going on. There seems to be a lot of things going. So Zwingli was probably not, and Andreas Karlstadt was probably not the only ones as far as I can see. But these two guys are these are some of the big ones that Luther has debate with. So I think they're pretty important. Now Zwingli also had issues, and I actually, as I understand it, Zwingli and his other, the guy which I can't, I lost all my tabs, but I had some information on that guy. But both him and Zwingli seem to actually still have kept to Mary, the so-called Mariolatry. Luther seems also to have kept to Mariolatry. I think the Anabaptist, as far as I know, I haven't seen anything in regards of Mariolatry. I think the Anabaptists pretty much got rid of that as well, so that's nice. Andreas Karlstadt, I'm not entirely sure, but I think he pretty much also got rid of that. So Luther and Zwingli and some of Zwingli's apparently we still had the issue, as far as I can see, of Mariolatry. So, but besides that, that doesn't mean that one cannot use that information, because we have to remember it's in the beginning of the Reformation, and the Anabaptists or the Brethren actually came out from was actually Zwingli students. The difference was that the Zwingli students, the students of Zwingli, when they were told, as I understand it from Zwingli, that this was symbolic, and in regards to the Bible, that it was symbolic and all that, and they were like, well, if it's symbolic, well, we're not going to partake in this, this in regards of mass and all that. And Zwingli wanted the state to make the decision. And the students of Zwingli was like, what? Well, the Bible says, we'll go with the Bible. We don't care about the state. And actually, the Anabaptists actually withdrew from the state. And I think that's one of the reasons why they actually got persecuted. Because they didn't want to partake in they set themselves apart. It's very, very interesting. Like thinking back to the Christians, the first 300 years that like didn't want to fight, didn't want, they were just, they spread the good news with the sword of the mouth. And of course, Constantine comes around, who is a sun worshipper, makes the Council of Nicaea and blah, 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 some believe that Constantine was the first pope, which I think, might be reasonable to conclude. He was a sun worshipper, had the title of Pontifex Maximus, the high priest of, regards of sun worship, which, by the way, the Antichrist also have, funny enough, and it's really, it's, so he says, I'm not trying to deceive you, and I believe I know what the church teaches. Yeah, okay. So yeah, go back and read the council, no, or the what is it called? The Go back and read in regards to the Council of Trent. And Luther actually, in regards of the papacy book, in regards of they had as far as I understand, they had realized that this system cannot be reformed. That's why it's called the Reformation, to reform the church. But the Reformation failed and became instead a Christ as the King of the Jews. They were not seeing with the eyes of faith. Yeah. Again, the excuses, and the thing is, Roman Catholics are very, very, very slick to the people following. It's just horrendous. Like, for example, I think I've seen at least 3 times where they, in regards of John 6 and blah blah blah. Well, if you read John 6, it's not what they say it is. They think it proves their doctrine, but it doesn't. The so-called rabbis, they listen to the so-called rabbis, and then they go out in the internet world and just write the same thing that the so-called rabbis said. I think it's the same thing with the Catholics. They just listen to the priest, and and then they go out and write it up, because that is going on. Instead of just reading the Bible, I'm not trying to deceive you, and I believe I know what the church teaches, and it is true. I guess he's saying it is true in regards of what the church teaches. You don't understand transubstantiation? He's very, it's just, yeah, it's just, okay, I can't really get an answer in regard, no, he says, no, that we don't believe in the way for God. But then again, he seems to accept that, we believe in regards of the transubstantiation, and that the cookie is Jesus, and why don't you believe that, and all that. But yet, what can you do with it, What can you do with it? It's just jumping from, just stand on what you believe. Okay, you believe something else. Just stand on it instead of trying to snake you around the topics, and just tell. Again, those 3 Catholics that I got running, that I got out of the bushes, which was very interesting. Well, one of them posted Mary and a prayer for Mary. A prayer for Mary. It was gold on this Christian forum, and they just, and it was just, I thought it was awesome. And then one of the Catholics was rebuking this Catholic for doing that, because he's like telling the Protestants about what is it like in regards of the what is it called, like what Luther was against in regards to the 95 Theses. I can't remember the word for that, but he said it's like telling the Protestants about that. It's just at the same time, because people could then see what they actually believed, and yet on the forum they deleted everything. And I was actually kind of mad about it, in some sense. I was kind of frustrated about it. Here, just wrote something in regards to Romanism, and then they came out of the bushes, and the more they wrote, the more they exposed themselves. And I was just sitting there. I was like, oh, this is gold. This is gold. And sadly, it got censored. This is not found in the Bible and all of that. And that's exactly what I wanted to show, that we have a problem when people are running back to the Roman Catholic whore and all that, and the Antichrist. The thing is that a lot of people don't realize that there's a huge gap between the doctrines of I just wrote something, and then these 3 Catholics just took off. And I just wrote a little here and there in regard, and just totally exposing themselves. It's just wonderful. And And again, I should have made a video. I should have made a video. I was thinking of making a video, and I should have done it. I said it, in regards of if it's deleted, you can still look on that tab if it hasn't been refreshed and make a video in regards to, But sadly, it had, because of the closure of the mobile, it refreshed first in regards of that tab. So I really couldn't do it after they deleted it. But I was I was a little angry. Getting it from first-hand Roman Catholics, and you just delete it because, this is, not ecumenical, So again, I don't know who the administrators was and all that, but, either you get kicked out of groups or you get censored, and the truth. They don't want the truth. They want ecumenical union with the Antichrist. And don't tell the differences in regards of the Roman Catholics and the Bible, Again, Roman Catholicism is the greatest deception. Well, because in regards of Hinduism, it's pretty clear it's paganism. Mohammedanism should be pretty easy for a Christian to deny, because a Mohammedan denied the Son of God. And so, the Mohammedan religion rejects the Son of God. So that's easy as well for a Christian to take church. So that is the masterpiece of deception that Satan has made, as far as I can see in this world. And that's the thing, when we are looking to other things instead of, just going for the throat or what do you call it, just go for the primary thing that is the issue. I think I have enough reason to distrust Sebastian. We don't really have anything in common at all. So he says, I believe that Jesus, I think he's so dishonest, looking at the chat I have here, it's just so dishonest, yeah, that's what I believe. Yeah, that you just, forgot to tell about the cookie, right? And all that. I'm not trying to deceive you. Well, I don't know, but then you are, and it is true, and it's true, and it is true. Oh, really? Yeah. Look, you just have to go. If you want to see the abominations, you can just go to a Catholic church. It's utterly disgusting, and I do wonder if I didn't talk about that actually with Sebastian when I wanted to see a Catholic church with the other guy that was, and he didn't want to go inside. He had enough of. He had just come out of the, and I when I was in there, I really wanted to just run out because it just felt so. Something was wrong. It was really, really wrong. Saw it with my own eyes, so it's not a third-hand witness or something like that. And what I saw was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Never seen something so disgusting in my life. Well, maybe it's just utter horror, It's utter horror, and all that. And all the rest I've seen in regards to the Roman Catholic Church, that people have found and, made, by the internet and all that, where I haven't been, but having seen some of the abominations already myself. And again, the whole system is just totally anymore. So then he tries, you don't understand transubstantiation. Oh, I don't understand what did we just read from the Council of Trent? So you don't, you do not accept the Council of Trent or what? Do I need to find a lot more sources in regard to this transubstantiation? Oh, so saying that I don't understand transubstantiation is just outrageous, I think, of course, I've not been part of the system and all that, but, reading the material from the Protestants, reading things in regards to the Roman Catholic Church, what they believe and all that, what that dogma is, Again, Again, it's just, I think it's dishonest. It's just running in circles and just dishonest. Because again, I've already seen where. But again, the answers he gives, I think, is not. Yeah. But now apparently I don't understand transubstantiation, and it's even sources from them. It's in regards to the Council of Trent. You see the problem here? How much time you can use on these things? It just gets into the you're just wasting time, it seems. This and then you turn it around and this. It's just a confusion. Mystery Babylon. What is Babylon? It's like confusion, right? Babylon. Yeah, confusion. But anyway, now he wants me to parallel with mocking it just as the soldiers mock Christ. As that statement is true. Oh, so all the other statements I've made is not true. Okay. So the statements from the Council of Trent, which is Catholic dogma, which is written in the document, is not true. Is that what you're saying to me? Because I think it's pretty clear from reading the document, and being former Roman Catholics, they knew about because that is like the huge thing in regards of Roman Catholicism, besides the Mary thing, so-called Mary. So, the church does not believe in a way for God. Again, yes or no. Don't try to just, make an elusive answer. Just yes or no. If you say yes, you believe in the way for God. Because then you believe that the bread becomes God, because Jesus is God. And thereby you believe in the way for God, and then thereby you try to twist the words around, instead of just standing for the truth. You see the okay. Let's see. Let's ask him. We can ask him here. Okay. Again, claiming something that, you don't understand. How can I not understand transubstantiation? Do you believe it becomes the literal? Am I wrong? Could does the cookie become Jesus, or does the cookie just not become Jesus, right? And if the cookie becomes Jesus, it's the cookie God. It's a wafer God, Don't play around with me. Don't play around with me. I just get tired. Yeah, it's just horrible. Just horrible. Absolutely horrible. Anyway, I think I'll go over to the computer. It's a little easier to actually write, and I'll stop it here. But I'm getting to a point where I don't want and search the things out themselves. In regards of, and again, let's just say I don't understand transubstantiation, but I do understand what is written in the Bible, and it's symbolic. And the thing is, they don't even break the bread, The idea is to break the bread, as at least they didn't do it. I'm not sure if they do it in our days, but I don't think they do it. I haven't seen one video of any Roman Catholic drinking wine. I could be wrong about that, but you usually don't see any breaking of the bread. That's the same thing with the Lutheran. Tell me, I don't understand. It's just give me a break. Give me a break, Oh, you don't understand. Typical tricks of Roman Catholics, Trying to, confuse you, get you off track, try to make you doubt the things and all that. This is game of Satan, So, but anyway, that's why we drink the wine. To remember that his blood gushed out for the sins of the world, once and for all. It's not a perpetual, what do you call it? It's not it's not a continual, perpetual sacrifice, as the Roman Catholics believes. to do your own studies so you find out who, and I can make mistakes as well, but I have done some research on these things, just a little, That's what I do. I do research, I'm trying to find out what is the truth and what is lies, because I'm tired of the lies, and yeah. So anyway, on the computer and write back to him in regards of see if I can make, get a clear statement, which I actually doubt that I can. But he says, no, the way for God is not true. So we don't believe in a way for God. Okay, so then I will ask him, so you don't believe that the cookie becomes Jesus Christ? And if he says yes, so you just, we pretty much just gotta, you say, oh, we don't believe in it. But anyway, so we can get him more in, just running around the